Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Okay. Good morning. What are you laughing about over there?
Sure. That Mark posted while we were running best ofs last week, the one where the guys that don't know how to park.
Oh, the park shaming?
Yeah, the park shaming came up. And it was so funny because Mark must have heard it for the first time listening to the best ofs. And he got a picture of a guy parked in two spots at the Best Buy. And he has North Carolina license plates, and it says first in flight on the bottom of the North Carolina. And he goes, yeah, first in flight must mean last in parking.
That's pretty funny. Anyways, welcome into Tuesday. I didn't get a chance to tell you this yesterday.
That what? The Green Day was part of Scooby Doo?
No,
oh,
okay. We got to that for sure. By the way, good morning, Cameron. You there with us? You still there?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, okay, good. So, the holidays are coming up. I'm going to go against the governor's order, and I'm going to go see my parents. I'm not flying or taking a train. So I think he would be okay with it. My wife and I and our dog George are going to get in the car and drive over to their house.
Where?
In Arizona, where they welcome you with open arms.
Now, since that is right on the state line
of California,
yes. Are you going to be required to quarantine when you come back here because you're going to another state? But it's right on the state line.
You're right.
I mean, it's right there.
A lot of the time, I'll be in California and Arizona because when you're on the lake,
so what happens?
You'll go back and
state
forth.
Line. That's my question.
That's a good
because
question.
I know we have a coworker who's going to Hawaii for Thanksgiving, and he's going to be forced to quarantine when he comes back for 2 weeks.
What do you mean? Who said that?
Work.
Wait a second.
So he's going to have to work from home.
Okay, you know what? Okay, this is a much bigger deal. Okay, because right before Christmas, I am going to fly on an airplane unless they cancel the flights, which I don't think they are going to.
By then, right?
Well, the vaccine's already, yeah. I mean, we have a vaccine. I don't know how many people are going to get it.
We got that covered.
But, towards the weekend before Christmas, I'm supposed to be going up to see family just for an extended weekend and then come back.
Going to Washington?
Yeah.
Oh, Washington's a hotbed.
We bought the ticket 6 months ago.
Despite having shutdowns dialed in from day one, they still are seeing a spike, which leads me to believe that there's no way to avoid the spikes at this point. Why are you still having spikes,
But the results
Washington?
they've said and the studies they've done on airline travel, it's some of the lowest numbers of people getting infected on airplanes. It's almost not even happening. I mean, it's because the rules are so extensive. They check your temperature before you get on the plane. You have to wear a mask the whole time.
I'm not going to be jumping on a plane.
Anyways,
anytime.
We've already bought the tickets. My wife, we're going to go. Her mom, we need to see her mom. We're going to see some other people there. So I might have to quarantine when I come back. Is that what you're saying? Because somebody here is going.
Don't get so excited, okay? Like this is what I was afraid. This is what I was afraid.
Hey, what are you talking about?
No. That's how. I think everybody's.
It's the week of Christmas, anyways.
Now, people are going to try to figure out a way to go out of state, so they have to quarantine when they get here.
Right.
So, are you going to Arizona? Is that going to be quarantinable?
No, I don't think so. I'm driving. I'm not flying. I'm just going in my car, and I'm seeing my parents, who I just spent time with.
To outline the ridiculousness of policy when it comes
these
to
are recommendations,
shutdowns,
by the way.
Okay?
Remember, these are recommendations.
I understand that.
They can't tell you what you can and can't do. Not yet.
Technically, you went to another state, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why is Arizona any different than Hawaii? Even though you went literally 1 mile into Arizona.
The airplane. I think the airplane plays in because it's public transportation.
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Because you're jumping in a car.
But so they're really going to make this person.
What if you were to get on a Greyhound bus and go to?
Cameron, when I want information and Jeff knows it, he'll just keep dancing and not give it to me.
What?
It's driving me nuts.
What?
This person really has to stay home for 2 weeks?
Yes, they've been told to work at home for 2 weeks when they get back because they're going to Hawaii.
I can work from home.
That's fine. Work from home.
I'm going to Washington State. It's worse than Hawaii.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think we should quarantine me for a month.
I would agree. I'm fine with that.
I'll work from my boat on Lake Lopez or Margarita.
Really bad Wi-Fi out there.
Yeah, that's true. Well, actually, Lopez has got really good AT&T as long as I'm out by the dam or on the arm, which is the other side.
Or by the restaurant.
No, the restaurant had zero signal. They have Wi-Fi, but no cell service.
That's right. That's why you go down to when you're camping, you go down to the restaurant to upload stuff to the Wi-Fi.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could do it from the restaurant there,
Okay.
but you have to do it outside the restaurant because you can't take your.
Okay, so I might have to
coronavirus
quarantine
into
for
the
2 weeks. I didn't even know that. Well, let's not talk about that because I don't want to deal with this place right now. The
Why
thing
not?
is, my parents,
This place is the best to deal with.
their best friends are moving down from Washington, right? They've been trying to relocate there. Excuse me.
California?
Well, yeah, no, to Arizona.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, why would you? Why the hell? No, people are leaving California. Why would you come to California?
So one of the it's a husband and wife couple. They have no kids, but anyways, she got a job down there. He's still trying to stay up in Washington and sell their house, so she's staying in their guest room right now. They have 2 guest rooms, and so I get down there and I'm like, "Oh, what's going on, Trish?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I just got a job at the Postal Service, and I start next week." So she's going to be there for Thanksgiving. Well, we had made plans, 4 or 5 months ago that my wife and I are going to stay in one guest room, and my cousin and her friend are coming down, and they're going to stay in the other guest room. Well, now they can't because my parents' best friend is staying in that guest room. So I'm like, well, that's fine. We'll just put him in the living room on an air mattress. Oh, no, I don't want that out. Da, 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 da. My mom is such a neat freak that she says they can have our room and your dad and I are going to sleep in the garage. Now, I realize it's the desert and they have a sealed garage and they have air conditioning and heat out in their garage because that's what they do there.
Does the garage have just a regular garage floor, or does it have painted garage floor?
It's a regular concrete floor, but they do have half of it carpeted, or a portion of it carpeted where the cars are not at. So the cars are just on concrete, but then they're on a carpeted piece. It's a big garage. So, but I'm like, I can't let my parents, who are in their mid-60s with health ailments, for God's sakes, my mom's had a bunch of back surgeries. My stepdad has got issues. Mm-hmm. Why you roll your eyes?
Oh, I was reading an email while you were telling me this. It's not because I believe your parents have a hell.
I'm like, Mom, you don't understand. I'm like, let me explain it to you this way. When somebody says, how was your Thanksgiving? How did everybody get accommodated? When your friends ask, how did you accommodate all these extra people? And you said you slept in the garage and I'm like, no, that makes me look like a jerk. No, and I don't want to look like a jerk. So let me sleep in the garage. Oh, absolutely not. You have your room.
Card. They got the martyr card going, huh?
Yes. So they insist on sleeping in the garage. And I can't change their mind. No. And I'm going to end up looking like the prick that is, not sleeping in the garage.
Because you can guarantee.
And my wife's like,
for that whole month that you're gone because you had to quarantine because you drove 1 mile into Arizona, I'm going to say, well, Jeremy's not here because he made his parents sleep in the garage.
My wife is like, no. She calls my mom and says, we're just going to get a hotel. And of course, now my mom's very upset. We have to stay at the house. It's Thanksgiving. We can't go to a hotel.
Well, this is the trials and tribulations of the holidays, right? It's what we do. Make your parents sleep in the garage. Nice, real stand-up guy, Jeremy.
See, this is exactly what I'm trying to avoid.
Cameron.
Yes.
Last thing that you Googled when you were sick.
Last thing I Googled when I was sick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. Probably WebMD'd something and it led to cancer.
Yeah. Right. But you were like, what? You had like the common cold? Not even that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Not even that. I was convinced my big toe was going to fall off because I'd never gotten something called an ingrown toenail. And
doesn't everybody get that? What is it? I don't even know what that is. What is that, by the way?
You've gone 40 years and never gotten an ingrown toenail?
No, I haven't. And it was 45 years. And it just happened a couple months ago. And I went and I played at the park with the kids and I was wearing some shoes that are like the most comfortable shoes, but they should have done the trick. And I was chasing the kids around. We were doing a lot of running. They were chasing me around. And then that night, my toenail hurt really bad. Or my toe, it makes your whole toe hurt.
Was it a big toe?
It was the big toe, my left big toe.
Okay.
And
on the inside or the outside?
on the inside, it was like infected. And I thought for sure I'd gotten gangrene somehow. I don't know how I'd gotten gangrene.
It was your tour in
Yeah,
Vietnam.
the
It was flaring back up.
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I was up all night, and of course I was WebMDing things. I remember I'd stayed up till 2:30 in the morning looking at stuff on the internet, and until I finally fell asleep and just waved the white flag and said, you know what, they're going to have to amputate my toe. And I woke up in the morning and it still hurt. And I was like, hey, listen, I said to my wife, I said, I got to go to the doctor. I got to go get this thing checked out.
Sure.
I mean, who knows? I could lose a toe. She said, what's wrong with your toe? And I told her. She looked it up. And she's like, this is what's wrong with your toe. And it said it was an ingrown toenail. It's told me, this is the weirdest thing, okay? It told me to go get Epsom salt. Do you know what Epsom salt is?
Yeah.
I didn't know what Epsom salt was.
Oh, okay.
It was the weirdest experience going to Rite Aid and asking them what Epsom salt was. But it said to get some Epsom salt, soak your foot for 15 minutes, and then when you pull it out, take a little piece of tooth floss and you wedge it in between your toenail and your skin up where the ingrowing of the toenail is taking place, which was on the corner of the toenail. And
I still don't know what an ingrown toenail is. What is that? What does it do? What does your toenail do?
So the toe grows underneath the skin. So you have skin on the side of your toenails, right? But the toenail, for whatever reason, like the skin.
Oh, it goes under the toenail?
So I think what happened was when I was cutting and moving and with the kids, my toenail kind of got up underneath the skin. And so then it started to get infected. It started infected. The toenail effectively infects the skin. And so it said after you pull it out and soak it for a little bit, put the tooth floss underneath it and put a little Neosporin on it. And 8 hours later, it was fine.
See, I always thought it was when the toenail went under the skin on the side.
Yes.
Because it'll get that way. Like the skin
Yes, it
grows
does.
up on the side of your toenail, and then it goes over the top of your toenail, and your toenail kind of cuts into that foot.
Yes, and
okay. So I just go in there and I just clip that out.
Yeah.
That corner of the nail.
And then I did that after the fact.
Oh, okay.
After, but it was too sensitive.
But your
in that
toenail
area.
it's a regular toenail, and the skin kind of grows over the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And it was, for me, it was on my left big toenail on the right hand side of the toenail. So
Got you.
where
Yeah.
that tip is.
When you pressure in, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many hours a year do you think the average American spends researching their health symptoms? This is astonishing.
Oh, no. Well, I don't do this. My wife does this. She's got this weird rib thing. She's had it for a long time. And over the course of driving back, we were talking on the phone. She's like, oh, yeah, my massage person, Tammy. She noticed that I have this bump on my rib cage. And she said that I have a rib out of place and I need to go to a chiropractor. And I go, wait, you have a big bump and your rib is like floating, is what she said. And I said, well, you need to schedule an appointment to see the doctor. She goes, no, I already looked it up on Google. I'm like, oh, Dr. Google. Dr. Google says.
Can I tell you this? And I know your wife.
I'm like, go to the doctor, get an x-ray. This could be a tumor or something.
Your wife and I are very similar in the sense that we don't like to spend needless amounts of money.
You guys are very similar in period.
Every time I go to the doctor,
Stubborn.
they're like, oh, you have this wrong with you. It's not really affecting you, but you should probably see another doctor that I'm going to refer you to so they can make some money as well, and then I'm going to get a kickback from it. I don't buy into that system. I would rather spend 156 hours a year searching the internet. 156 hours is what people spend a year searching the internet.
Jeez.
For their health symptoms. And that should say something about our healthcare system in America.
I was searching.
No, I'd rather waste 7 days instead of going seeing a doctor.
The one thing I was searching is I kept waking up in the morning and my back hurt about just below my shoulder blade on the left side. So I'm Googling that. And it pretty much says that I have a tumor there and it's cancer. And I need, da-da-da-da-da. And then, of course, I keep looking on and it's like, well, you could have just been sleeping weird and you kind of pulled a muscle. It went away, and I don't have any bumps there. But, yeah, why is it always the worst? Why does it always go to the darkest places?
Because our minds do that, right?
But this is my point. Then Facebook, I started getting all this cancer crap about lung cancer, just cancer in general. And I'm like, God, and then I'm getting more panicked. And I'm like, no. This is just Big Brother or Facebook, trying to scare me. trying to do what they do, because anything you
serious.
Google will show up in your Facebook.
I got to ask you guys a serious question because I thought about this a lot over the weekend. Okay. Would you be mad if we ditched because I want to scrub myself of Facebook altogether. I believe it's too much of a distraction in my life. All the successful people I know in life do not have a Facebook profile.
Give me an example.
They're the ones that I'm like.
Who's successful that doesn't have one?
I'm looking for the keys to their success, and I can't find them because they're not on Facebook. That's those people, okay? I'm like, oh, let me look this person up. Oh, not on Facebook because they are too busy focusing on their lives and not on other people's lives. Would you be okay if we scrubbed the profiles? We still have KZOZ Facebook. We would still have KZOZ Facebook.
Because we
what do you mean no?
Because
this
nobody,
is my profile.
No, it's our profile. You just had to change the name to your name.
But why don't we just make your profile for the show?
Oh, so you don't like your name attached to it?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well then, okay. Well, that's fair.
I mean, we've been doing it this way for 5 years now.
The way Facebook sets stuff up, we could start a like page, but then it's just like having KZOZ. And the problem with that is there's nobody ever sees what you post. Mm-hmm. All of our 4,000 friends see what we post, and they you get instant feedback, and I like that.
Yes, it helps for a better show. It helps for a better show, but the problem is it makes for a huge distraction in life.
Why don't we just change the name?
I don't like Facebook.
Let's just change the name.
Facebook is very toxic right now.
We'll keep the Facebook we have for the show because we have lots of great questions on there and a lot of great answers. People really get involved.
Years and years of memories.
Mark just posted something there, and that way we can keep it, and then we'll just change it. We'll take your name off of it.
Can't do that. They need to verify. This is how my name got on it from the jump. Is they verify based on your license. They need to see a driver's license with your information on it and verify that it's you, because when it was called Jeff and Jeremy in the morning was the second name on it, somebody ratted us out. Somebody was like, this is not a real person because I'm a Facebook police and I don't agree with what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
And that's what Facebook has come down to. If
it.
people don't agree with what you're saying on Facebook, they try to rat you out and try to tell on you to Mark Zuckerberg and try to get you removed from the platform. That's just the way it is. And now, in this climate that we're in, I'd rather not deal with it, to be honest with you. I'd rather not deal with it.
But I'd like to keep it. I can look into changing the name.
I know you would.
We'll take your name off it. We'll put my name on there.
I don't think they allow you to do that. I think you have to, if you're going to change the name, you have to put in a whole new deal and prove that it's you. You can't just say, oh, I changed my name to Jeremy West.